along with Bruno Sammartino, takes on George Steele, the Animal Steele. He doesn't like to hear me say that.
Get it right, Daddy. Get it right. It's George Steele, period.
George Steele and Killer Kowalski. Now, you're going against two champions, Killer, because you've got the world's champion and the Puerto Rican champion. I don't notice you trembling any there.
I'm not trembling at all because, in my book, George Steele was the heavyweight champion of the world. And unfortunately, his choice of referee was an illiterate one because Luke Graham...
Who was an illiterate?
Luke Graham was. I'm not talking about you. Okay. Luke Graham bit a bit illiterate. He kind of fumbled the mark after he got to number 2. 1, 2, and he fumbled it. He couldn't even think of what would come after that, number 3. That's all I have to say. 1, 2, 3. If he was able to count, George Steele today would be the heavyweight champion of the world. So unfortunately, he kind of muffed that a little bit there. But there will be no muffing when George Steele and I come up against these other two, what I think still illiterates, Bruno Sammartino and Victor Rivera. Well, in fact, that they won't even test our metal. George Steele is rough. He's tough. I respect his ability in that ring. I have seen him. He does not ask for any quarter, does not back up from any of the man. And Bruno Sammartino knows what I can do. In fact, when it comes to backing up, Bruno Sammartino backs up from me. So when you have two men to back up, I wonder how far can they actually back up out of the arena? In fact, we might have to chase them out in the street. That where made that match may end up out in the street because George Steele and I will be after them like a couple of determined, real tough
Let me tell you about his choice of partners now. He has no brains, as Sammartino. Victor Rivera is a loser in my mind. I saw him 5 years ago. He came into Detroit. He was going to be a pro wrestler. He weighed 200 pounds. I saw him annihilated. So he went to the weights, Daddy. When you've got it in the back of the mind, you remember what a man was. And he's going to be a dead man. And you don't stand there and look at me like some kind of idiot. You look up there. You don't look at me. You understand?
George, he says that their styles fit together pretty well, Sammartino and...
Who said that?
Victor Rivera said that.
How can you understand that cat talk?
Well,
he can't even speak English. You lower yourself to understanding that? You can't be a man. He's one of those little minority groups, Daddy, that hide over in the corner with the trash. Don't listen to him. And Sammartino, he's a fruit peddler. And I'll tell you right now, that's right, Daddy, because we have got class. You are talking to the general. I'm the general. I'm the general. And we are the boss.
We're especially we're going to show
them, Daddy, because we are here. And it is dead. It's all over. Right here it is. Right here.
There's nothing that's going to harm us. There's only a stepping stone.
You know, Daddy. Right there it is. You can't hide behind your belt. You can't hide behind a crazy man that can't count. Because it's all over. It's gone out.
We're just going to go right on through you. And the next time there'll be a tag team champion. From there, we're going to continue on. There's the claw. You are looking at the top man.
Against Kowalski,
you sick and tired of this sissy town. They canceled my match 2 weeks ago. They canceled on me because I had 12 stitches. Big deal. This is a tough game, Daddy.
I know it's a tough game. And that's why you're inside that steel cage. The winner's got to get out of that cage somehow, through it, over and under it, or maybe walk out the door. And Kowalski, if you could only hear what he's been saying about you, George.
Kowalski is all talk, Daddy. Where is he right now? Where is he when the action's here, Daddy? Kowalski's hiding. He's eating his pills. He's trying to diet. Maybe he better come to fight. Forget about food.
He'll be at the arena tonight, and he says he's going to beat you in record-breaking time, probably less than a minute, George.
Kowalski may not be at the arena tonight. How would you like to come into a steel cage? Have you got the guts to walk in? And neither has Kowalski. He's over his head and he knows it. Age has caught up with him, and more than that, George Steele has caught him, and he's had it.
You know, this bout is named after you, George Steele, a steel cage match. I don't imagine you invented the match, did you?
As a matter of fact, Daddy, the first steel cage match ever wrestled was my third match, and it was in Detroit. And baby, you know who won there, and you know who won up. Okay. All right. No, you don't say. You don't worry. You go, and you'll see about a steel cage match. And don't you ever worry about it.
Okay.
You stand up and tell them. You tell them.
I think it's going to be a great match.
You think who's going to win? You had better predict the winner. Who is going to win?
I'm the moderator. I'm in the middle of the road.
You're a moderator. You're a what? You are a nothing. You're almost as weird as Kowalski. No class, Daddy. No class.
If I had to pick a winner, I'd pick Killer Kowalski.
All right, pick one.
Killer Kowalski.
All right, and now we've got two losers talking. Another big mouth. Another big mouth. All you do is talk. Kowalski's a talker. You're a talker, Daddy. I'm a doer.